So have you evaluated the safeties? Yeah, I haven't been playing well. What do you think? And Zim's like, man, I'm not about to sit here and tell you how I feel about our safeties in public. We'll do it in private. I took it this way. I said, oh, okay, Zim's not trying to say nothing. So maybe he has addressed that in private, hopefully. Because I don't know how you watch Donovan Wilson get baptized in coverage last week in man for the most part. And Hooker wasn't much better either if you go look at some plays. And you say, we're going to run that back. No. Not against this guy. Not against Kyle Pitts. They do a really good job, and I say they, I'm talking about Zach Robinson. Kyle Pitts was trending towards bust under Arthur. Arthur Smith he was so awful in the pass game. And notice when we talked about Arthur Smith's offense in Pittsburgh, you didn't hear me coming away, oh, one of my favorite. No, it's just not a good. He's not a good play caller. I don't think he's a good pass game schemer either. Run game's a little bit different. But Zach Robinson's a different beast. Zach Robinson has found a way to unlock Kyle Pitts. And, the caller talked about, him doing receiving things. Yeah, Kyle Pitts can do some receiving things. They will spread him out and run receiver type of routes. But remember what we talked about, right? Remember we talked about these guys, almost every play, it seems like, are going to run at snap type of motion. And this isn't the motion where it's just like, hey, we just motion in the motion. There's a purpose to it. And even on this play right here, there's a purpose to it. You're going to see Darnell Mooney at the snap, right? And again, it's not lazy, literally at the snap. Darnell Mooney is going to motion at the snap, sneak out here, and get out into the flats. And they're going to play a traditional cover 3 on the back end, right? Get out to your spots. Get out to your spots. Now, obviously, with Kyle Pitts here, there's a little bit more attention to Kyle Pitts from this linebacker. So he's going to fan out a little bit more, but you see him point, right? He sees it. He sees this ass snap happening. So he's going to fan out a little bit to Kyle Pitts. And you can tell this is by design. This is something that they saw on film. So we're going to leak out Darnell Mooney, which is going to make this linebacker have to commit and hold for a split second, right? Like he can't fully double or bracket or what have you a Kyle Pitts. And that one just meticulous second creates the window. And the ball was already thrown. Zip, zoom, see ya. Kyle Pitts to the crib. Now, this was the funny play where he almost, fumbled, but fortunately he did not. Okay, so Kyle Pitts, again, they find a great way to isolate and get him going. Kyle Pitts right here. Now, you're going to see this play again out of different formations. They know how to get a similar look out of different formations. Once again, I promise you, go look at this thing. They don't run a play that doesn't start with at snap motion or pre-snap motion. Here we go. So what does this motion do? Take a look at the safety back here in the corner, I believe right here, that's going to follow him. This motion is going to bump this safety down. And at the snap, before we get to Kyle Pitts, let's take a look. They are doubling up on these receivers, okay, purposefully. They're not paying attention to nothing else. And because of that motion, you get all of this back here, this space to use in one-on-one with Kyle Pitts. Now, let's back it up a little bit here. Now, when they do that, I got one-on-one down here, Kyle Pitts on either this corner, slot, whatever, and he puts, this is a good route, and it's a holding penalty. He's going to fake the slant post and then come out and run the corner, and he's just wide open. That's meaningful, purposeful at snap motion. Okay, we talked about running similar plays out of different looks. Instead of having Drake London on this side and motioning, they're going to start with Drake London already on this side. Okay, and this is against a good defense. Okay, this is against and I'm not saying the Tampa is a bad defense, but high level players here. So we already have Drake London here. We want Drake London to press. And we're going to have him do an out because we're going to put pressure on the safety here. And we're going to have a kind of a whip route, choice route, whatever you want to call it underneath. But Kyle Pitts is going to run a very similar route, right? I'm going to fake it inside. I'm going to corner it. It's not Algier, but I think this is Ray McLeod. He did the same thing last play. they're going to shift into this single high, right? Now I got one-on-one. I believe this is Houston, or not Houston. I forget his name, the safety here. And he's going to get wide open running a similar route. They're going to find ways to get Kyle Pitts one-on-one against your safety, man. And if it's one-on-one against Donovan Wilson in man coverage, or Malik Hooker for that matter, I don't like it. I don't like it. We talked about last week could be a great week to get a Wanye Thomas involved, right? Years ago, we used to have a Byron Jones being a tight end stopper. I'm not saying Wanye's a tight end stopper, but Wanye's your best cover safety. Definitely your best man cover safety. I don't know how you can watch Dono get baptized in man coverage last week and roll him back out against Kyle Pitts, who's arguably, and I think Kittle's Hall of Fame, arguably more skilled as a receiver than Kittle. Not saying he's better, just more skilled. So let's not do that, Mike. Let's not roll Hooker or Dono out there in this matchup. What do you have to lose to finally making that? We called it a safety shift a couple weeks ago coming out of the bye. What do you have to lose, man? You have nothing to lose. You're already not a good defense.